So, you say you're classy and that you want to succeed. Well, if you want to succeed, you need to do the deed. You need to do the deed, right? Because I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. Say you took some art classes when you were 8 years old. You took some art classes. And you continued with these art classes for 7 years. 7 years. Okay, so that's 8 years old to 15 years old. Now you're 15, you're getting into grade 11, and you're just like, I gotta focus on my university applications. I gotta get a part-time job. I gotta buy a car. I gotta buy a PlayStation. I gotta buy some clothes. Gotta buy an iPhone. And you're just like, I have no time for art anymore. It was a fun childhood hobby. So your parents like, what the fuck? We don't care. You gotta focus on your life. You gotta get a boyfriend. You gotta give us grandkids. We're gonna support you through your career, and we won't put you through art anymore. That's when you're 15. Now you're 35. Now you're 35. And you got these graphic designers. You got these fucking big time fashion designers. You got these artists. You got these world renowned artists who started when they were 12 and now are fucking 35 to 40 years old, and they're making the artwork for marketing for trillion-dollar corporations, hundreds of billion-dollar corporations, in museums, and on their free time they are making an artwork and they are selling it for hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, and all because they didn't quit. They continued making art from 12 years old to 35 years old. Say you got a young Nicola. Okay, that's quite extreme. That's quite extreme. Say you got a young Nicola. He gets his first guitar at 12 years old. He knows how to play one tune, Romanza. He knows how to play Romanza. He's 12 years old. You know, when he turns 32, 20 years later, he still knows how to play that one tune, Romanza. So he plays that one fucking tune, Romanza, 20 years later, and it becomes like a Grammy, Emmy, fucking Oscar award trophy, and goes down in the Billboard Hot 100, 200, 300 Hollywood Walk of Fame star ceremony, you know, records. So this little Romanza tune that he played when he was 12 years old, all he had to do was play Romanza again 20 years later when he was 32 years old. And then all of a sudden he's got a fucking star on the Walk of Fame. He's got a star on the Walk of Fame that says Romanza Nicola, you know? I didn't invent the song, but I made it my own. I don't know. Say you go into engineering. Say you go into engineering. So you like math, you like physics, right? You like math, you like physics, and you take computer programming. You take computer programming in grade 12 and you learn it. You learn it, right? You learn it. Uh you learn it. You learn how to make apps, you learn how to do programming methods and functions and files and security and all that stuff. You learn how to encrypt and console and command and build and package. You learn it. So you learn how to do some programming in high school and in your first couple of years of university. So you learn it. But you still fucking love math and physics. Math and physics. So in your university years, little Stefan goes into fucking he has a finance class, and he picks up a finance book, and he opens an investing account. He opens a personal investing account. He starts making some money investing, and then he switches his major. He switches his major from math and physics and science, all the difficult things, to a much more appealing path of finance, because he picked up this investing book and he was like, wow, it's really intriguing how we can apply our mathematical principles into finance. So he graduates 2 years later as a financial engineer. So then he works at a bank. He works 80-hour weeks, 60-hour weeks for 3, 4, 5 years in a row, shifting through companies, shifting through countries, shifting through offices. And then one day he has dreams of raising enough capital to start his own hedge fund, to start his own private equity firm, and continue doing exactly what the fuck he was doing for his 60-hour, 80-hour work weeks. But instead of doing it for a company, a bank, he wants to do it for himself. So what he does is he spends his 60-hour work weeks, but on the weekends he spends another 20 hours raising capital and finalizing the design for his own private equity firm, which he is going to start and compete with the exact same guys he is working for today. So I don't know how that turns out. It's still in progress when you're in your 30s and 40s, and I don't know how that works out. But then you have little Tiger. And little Tiger, he likes math. He likes physics. He likes science, and he studies math and physics and science and programming in the first 2 years. He programs on his own time. He does some finances on his own time. He joins the finance club. He does some little programming, but he sees programming and finance as just useful skills to have. He doesn't see it as committing 100% to it as a career. Because he doesn't want to be drinking matcha iced tea at Starbucks or flying to London, England to meet with clients over Russian baguettes. So he doesn't want Russian baguettes, and he doesn't want Starbucks matcha iced teas in his future. So what does he do? After the first 2 years where he's been to his finance club and his programming club and his his art classes and stuff like that, sociology classes, what he does is he says, I'm going to take level 4 physics. Why physics? What can happen? You can become a physics teacher. You can understand physics textbooks. So he goes, I'm going to take level 4, grade 4, 400 level University of Toronto physics courses. I'm going to take mechanical engineering. I'm going to take petroleum engineering. I'm going to take nuclear engineering. I'm going to take mathematics and theoretical physics. Level 400. Why the fuck not? I mean, it is crazy difficult, and you are not guaranteed a job at a bank. You are not guaranteed a job at Google or Amazon or Facebook. But I want to be able to understand these natural phenomena. I always liked physics as a kid. I spent the past all high school and learning physics, and my first 2 years of university learning physics. And now I realize, hey, you know what? Why not just complete a physics degree? So he completes the physics degree, and he starts dabbling in his own research papers. And before you know it, he's an advisor for Tesla, for Nikola Tesla. And Elon Musk is paying him like $15 to $20 billion as a signing bonus to design, product features for Tesla. Or Amazon starts paying him another $30 billion signing bonus to come up with new product features that they're going to use in Amazon. Now, it ain't coding, it ain't software, it ain't finance, it ain't managing. But they read his research papers, and they saw the work he did with Nikola Tesla, And he was on the council of the Nobel Peace Prize laureates, and he solved all these problems, and his business acumen, and he just works from his home. He just works from his home office. And so they give him a bunch of data and documents and meeting with the CEO over Zoom. And they say, hey, we'll pay you $1 billion per meeting. Give us your input, give us your advice. So he becomes a personal advisor away from his physics reading. So he still likes to read physics part-time, but away from his physics reading, because his mind is so fucking developed and intelligent, and he has an IQ of 100,000. They say, we'll pay you $1 billion per meeting if you can just come up with finalizing our mission statement and our product features and the direction of our company, and to solve some high level problems and where we should be steering our company. So they kind of pay him $1 billion per meeting. Or I read a stat that 40% of billionaires are in fact engineers. 40% of billionaires are engineers. So maybe he just, I don't know, he just fucking gets like the Uber CEO. So Uber CEO was an electrical engineer from Iran, and he got an electrical engineering degree from some tiny little college, and no other education. Just a guy from Iran who got a tiny electrical engineering degree from some random college. And now Uber paid him like $200 million signing bonus, and he increased Uber's valuation $100 billion, 100% increase, $100 billion. So Uber is gonna pay him another couple of hundreds of millions, another billions of dollars, all because he was a guy from Iran with a dream to get an electrical engineering degree, and he liked physics. But no software, and no finance. Now, if you like software and finance, and you start your own investing portfolio, or you start coding your own apps, hey, more to you. Maybe you become the next Mark Zuckerberg. Maybe you code the next Facebook. Maybe you become the next Warren Buffett. Maybe you create the next Berkshire Hathaway. Because all your life, since you were 17 years old, you were fascinated with finance, and you wanted to build these investment vehicles and dreams of starting investment firms. Or maybe you were coding programming languages when you were 12 years old and loved machines and computers, and you grow up and you go into software or finance and you become the next hedge fund, or you code the next AI, Facebook, YouTube, and you become the world's richest man like that. More to you. But for me, I like physics, I like math, I like problem solving. But it came with a flaw. And the flaw was, I never got to become a hockey player. I never worked at a bank. I love money, but for some reason, I just never get to talk money. Because I don't have those connections. And I try and follow along software engineers, but they're just too experienced for me. They're too fucking experienced for me, because I never followed a software engineering path. I quit after grade 12. I just coded things on my own. My own games for fun, for hobbies. So, yeah, I mean, I'll never know what it's like to work on call at Google or Amazon. And I'll never know what it's like to meet with clients in boardrooms over financial plans. But I like science, I like documents, I like designs, I like Mercedes, I like Activision Blizzard, I like Louis Vuitton, I like Microsoft, Google, I like Elon Musk, I like Twitter, I like Facebook, I like YouTube, I like SoundCloud, I like science, I like literature, I like writing, I like Disney, I like uh, Ferrari, So these are some. I like guitars. I like Gibson. I like Yamaha music. I like Yamaha pianos, Yamaha nylon guitars. So these are things that I figured, hey, listen, Mr. Classy, I've been doing all this stuff I just mentioned. Hey, I've been into that stuff since I was like 7, 8 years old. I've been into that stuff. So why the fuck not, just stick with it. Just stick with it until I'm 30. Until I'm 30. And then I can move on to something else. And then I can move on to something else. Then I can get married, have children, have sex, and have a party, have some beers, eat some nachos, eat some chicken wings, watch the Hall of Fame Super Bowl, and just spend time with my wife and kids. At least until I'm 30. Just give it a chance. Just give it a chance until I'm 30. Everything I mentioned, the music, the writing, the science, the engineering, the math, the physics, the guitars, the working out, the artwork, the design, the graphic design, the cars, the clothing, the fashion, the music, the acting, all that stuff. I kind of like that stuff, the math, the physics, the coding, the engineering, the formulas, the biology. I like that stuff since I was like high school and middle school. So why would I just quit in second year university? In second year university. I mean, I know finance is easy, programming is easy compared to what the fuck I'm doing, because music is hard. I mean, like, I could just play music in my living room for my parents and my siblings. But I figured, why not go hardcore YouTube mode? Why not go hardcore YouTube mode with music? I mean, at least until I'm 30. At least give it a shot. Why not? Why not give it a shot? So, I don't know how it turned out. Maybe you can give me advice on how that turned out. But stay classy and give it a shot. Give it a shot. Don't quit. What is it? What's second year university? 20 years old? You go to university when you're 19 years old, and then 20 years old, you're second year university. So I would say just stick with it for another 10 more years. Just another 10 more years. What's 10? You've already been doing it for 10. Just give it 10 more. Give it 10 more. So that would be my word of advice. If you truly want to be classy. If you truly want to be classy. So that's my 2 cents. So other than that, stay true. Kick it 1, 2. Keep it real. And stay classy, New York. I don't know what else to say. Stay classy, New York.